Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Daddy Daughter Dishes. I am your host, Kiara, and with me I have my co-host,
BJ.
Man, Dad, yeah, I'm the daughter, he's the dad. If you didn't know, we're here to clarify. Dad, right off the bat, our intro is kind of catchy.
It is. If you let it get to you, get in your bones, you gotta go with the flow.
You get a little rhythm in it. That the din. I was like drums.
Yeah. Doing my little day.
I feel like I'm walking down the street, like kicking my legs out.
Well, I'm a pro at that two-step.
Okay, so I'm gonna need some proof.
That's about all I got.
I'm gonna need some proof for that. So, hey everybody, welcome back to Daddy Daughter Dishes. If you're new here, welcome. As I said, I'm Kiara, and I'm the daughter, and I have my dad, BJ. He is the father, and we do this podcast as a father-daughter duo. We talk life, growth, healing, fun stories. We do a little bit of everything. So if you're new here, welcome. We welcome you with open arms. And if you're not new here and you are a regular, come get these good dishes. Come get these good dishes.
Come whip the
cream with us.
We whipping the cream once again this evening.
Absolutely. So, Dad, just kicking it off, how has your week been so far?
Oh man, let's see. We didn't record last week, did we? No, we didn't record. We had some stuff going on that we might touch on later, but we have some stuff going on top of some things going on with some friends and family members, loss of loved ones. We mentioned Rodney's mom, I think in the last episode, the one that aired today.
The last two, actually.
Yeah, so, and, things didn't work out, rest in peace, Sister Gwen, she passed on. I think it was last Wednesday is when she passed. That's been sombering. I've talked to Rodney on several occasions. I actually talked to him, he called me this afternoon, and he was in good spirits, like, regardless of what's going on there. He was in a good place. He sounded real good on the phone. I'm looking forward to spending some time with him and Gator Jones and Double O, our other childhood buddy. He's we all gonna get together Friday and just kind of, surround Rodney with some love and uplifting him and Beck. So yeah, that, and then like I say, stuff was going on. Had a good weekend down in Mississippi, and my spirit needed that weekend. And we had some good times last Friday night and Saturday night, and got a chance to relax on Sunday before I headed back up. So this week at work, it's been cool. It's been Monday was a push. We had a scheduled outage. If anybody out there knows anything about line working with electricity, once you get a scheduled outage, you got a certain amount of time, you got to get some work done. So sometimes when you get those outages, you got to push, especially when the dates run kind of close. And we had a week outage, I believe. It's been a week, going to be a week, a little bit over a week, but we had a big push Monday to get some stuff done. We got it done. We've got ourselves sitting pretty for an easy Thursday coming up tomorrow. So yeah, all the hard work that we did Monday and yesterday is going to pay off tomorrow. So other than that, man, we just been going with the flow, looking forward to, I've been itching, talking about me fiending. I've been itching because we didn't get to record last week. So I'm real excited. I'm hoping my energy is exuding out to you and to our listening and viewing audience, because I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm still loving this thing that we got going on. Still got people reaching out, telling us how how awesome it is to watch us do what we're doing here. Like, and it's every time I hear something like that, it just makes my face light up. Rodney was telling me when him and Felicia came up, because they came back up from Florida after, getting the news about his mom. He said, dog, he said, man, I want to thank you and Kiara for those first 2 hours of that trip. He said, we listened to the podcast, but, it's just kind of listening. He said, but those first 2 hours when we were driving back up, he said, we were locked in. And man, he said, I love what y'all got. And that everything just seems so organic between the two of you guys. It just seems so real. And I said, man, that's dope. I really appreciate it.
Got me over here for the cry.
Man, that's that thing. That's that whole vibe we was looking for when we started this thing. And it feels real good and reassuring to get that feedback from people and to know that that's what they're getting from us. And it just lights me up. It just fuels me for more. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. That just made my week. Oh, that is awesome to hear. That gives me good feelings inside.
Make your heart smile.
Yeah, it makes my heart happy.
That's right.
Well, I'm glad you had a great week.
How have you been since the last time we spoke? I know we dropped the episode dropped this morning. I saw and listened to it when I woke up this morning on my way to work. I liked it. Was talking about the visit and the ceiling fans and all that good stuff. How has your week been since we last recorded?
Since we last recorded, it has been quite eventful. Last week was just full of a lot of different things. It's event and trade show season at work. So everybody's running around like a chicken with the head cut off. Like they don't know how things work. And so it's like I feel like I'm doing my job plus like 8 other people's jobs at the same time. So it's been like that since last week, and it is maybe 3 times worse this week. So I'm just in the work spectrum. I'm just a little like checked out. Like I am detached, and I'm just like watching myself just do the thing. Like I go to work, I put my headphones in, I put my little thing on do not disturb, and I'm either listening to true crime podcast, the audiobook, or I'm jamming to like some very ratchet hood rat shit. And it's like, and my manager, she always comes to me and apologizes because she doesn't speak to me in the morning because I have my headphones in. I said, we good. You ain't got to speak to me. I'm here to do my job, and I'm going I be in the zone. My black coworkers be pinging me like, are you good today? I be like, yeah. Do I look mad? They be like, nah, you just look focused. I say, yeah, I am. Y'all looking, my tongue ain't out because that should not be real focused. So yeah, and then just still getting used to like the drive to work and coming home. It went from being like a 12-minute drive to now it's about like a 38-minute drive. So just getting used to that time in the car by myself. But it does give me time, like I said, to listen to my podcasts, my audiobooks, all that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I get my time in. And then at work, like I'm doing some pretty big projects. So like it's fun. I enjoy still going to work, but like 75% of my day is just me kind of out of my body, just moving, pixel pushing, what we call it. Graphic designers and designers call it pixel pushing. What anybody could do for real. Like anybody with a mouse could probably do it if they had the skill and the mission to do. But when I use my brain, that's my favorite part of working, which I have been getting to do a lot. So that's been fun. In maybe like 3 episodes or so, I'll be able to share a big thing I'm working on. So that'll be cool. And touch base.
So you look forward to.
Yeah, y'all got to come back. Y'all got to keep coming back because I ain't going to say what episode. I'm going to just drop it. And y'all going to be like, girl, y'all probably don't even care for real. But anyways, touch base with my client, we had kind of took the past like 30 days off because of me moving and everything. So we had paused our contract. So we reconnected this week, which was good. It's always good to connect with Krista. Shout out Krista, shout out Speak House, shout out to the team. Home life, just been big chilling for real. Ain't been spending no money. Our bed came today. We don't have a mattress or box spring for it yet, so I don't know if I can really get excited about it. Oh, and I got a car wash membership. So that was
Wash membership.
Yeah. Yep, $20 a month.
Drive-through.
Yeah. Yep.
And you excited about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
heck yeah. I've been wanting one of them. But no, when I say I'm not hard to please, Daddy, you don't even have to sell me on nothing. It don't make no sense how fast I pulled up to that car wash and they was like, would you like to register for, I didn't even let it finish doing a little talking. I just said yes. Would you like to register for a monthly membership? $20, the price of one car wash. I said, oh, I could get my car wash once a week on my way home every week. And it'll pay for itself.
That's how they get you.
And I swiped that card so fast. Went through that car wash and just felt so great. I was like, yeah, this is the highlight of my week. Is this what being a grown up is?
Did your car seem to run better after you got it washed?
Oh, absolutely. It ran better. It smelled better. It looked better. Felt better.
When I get my truck washed, it's like everything, me, the truck, everything done took a shower or bath or something. When we come out the other side and I wipe it down and then we go going down the highway, it's like,
man,
I swear I'm getting better gas mileage because this thing clean, man.
Look, the oil in this feel fresh.
Right.
Or shops feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so that was like one of them things that, you don't think you're going to find a little bit of joy in, but after I got out the car wash, I was like, oh, this feels good. It was a nice spring day. I went home, got out the truck, and then I just kind of stood and looked at it, and I was like, yeah, this was a good choice today. We made a good decision. And I think now that I think about it, I think I really enjoyed it just because I think that was like one of my only inner body, like conscious experiences that day. Because it was so out of my norm routine, like, get up, get dressed, go to work, drive to work, the drive, like muscle memory. You doing work at work, muscle memory. And then what I would normally do is go back home, just drive right past the car wash, but I like disrupted the flow. And so I was really just able to like stop and smell the roses. So, like you said, it don't take much to satisfy me. I find joy in the smallest things.
I can definitely relate to that because I'm not very hard to please as well. I'm pretty simple. Sometimes I think I'm too simple.
Too simple.
Too simple.
I'm the same.
Yeah, I know that feeling. So what we're going to talk about today? We've talked about
today, man.
We've reached each other, and we've touched each other and checked in on the feelings, the wellness. We both seem to be in high spirits, good spaces. What are we going to talk about today?
Man, today you said we are high spirits. If you're feeling light, because we coming with the light topic today. We've been having some deep, like, this is deep. Like, I needed to hear this. But today we just want to let loose. We want to let the belt buckle loose. Let your stomach hang out. We gonna talk about music today.
Music.
Because music. If y'all heard us talk about our intro at the beginning, that intro song is fire. I chose it with such detail because I really wanted a funky, like retro, but still modern and youthful kind of vibe for the podcast. Cause I feel like that's what we give. We give youth and funky and spunky and retro, and he's like retro.
You think I give youthfulness?
Yeah,
You know, I'm getting up there.
you got a youthful spirit.
I do have a youthful spirit. I caught
Hmm.
myself running over the weekend. I was running.
What the hell?
Yeah, I was running like in a
How
little
your
race. I
knees
was
feel?
racing. My knees feel great. Now my arm right here, man, I don't know. I hit it with this thing at work we call a hoist. I was jacking some wire together, sagging some wire, and man, that thing hit my arm. My arm ain't been right since last Thursday. I don't know. I might need to go to the doctor, have it looked at.
Yeah, let's make sure your insurance and stuff is up to date and everything. It's,
Oh yeah, I'm all right.
I know. All right,
Anyway,
cool.
let's get back to
Yeah, but we talked about music. Yeah, you got a youthful spirit. So today I just wanted to talk about music. I know personally music plays a big part in my life. Music has played a tremendous role in just my development as a person and who I am. Music carries a lot of memories too. So I thought it would be a cool catalyst to the conversation because I'm sure we're going to have some stories because I have some stuff in my head. So you might have to tell me I'm talking too much because when it comes to music, I love music. I have my records over there. I was going out, but I can't stay too far. But yeah, man, I love me some music.
I mean, that makes two of us. I love music as well. As far as music, just it helps me escape, man. Like it ain't like I live a hard life or anything like that. But you put on a good song, especially from an artist that I really enjoy. It helps me escape whatever I'm dealing with. This and a lot of times when I'm driving down the road, and it really was helpful when I was driving trucks. Like being in a truck by yourself and you just traveling around the country and you just find your music that you listen to. And sometimes even today when I hear a song, it takes me back when I was sitting in behind the wheel of a semi at 2 o'clock in the morning, rolling down the highway like by myself, just nothing but me, the truck, the road, and the song. Like it's some songs. There's a couple of Jaheim songs when he first came out, and I was driving for Tango, and we used to pick up a load in the backwoods of Louisiana that went to West Memphis, Arkansas, and you had to take back roads all the way through freaking Arkansas and Louisiana to get uh to back to the main highway to get you to Memphis through Little Rock and all that stuff. And I don't know, they had those little radio stations down in some of them country towns, and they would play, artists that weren't real well known. And Jaheim was one of those artists that just stood out at that time because they was like every time I would be in that situation, they would play one of his songs. If I hear that song today, it just takes me right back to that night. It's amazing how that happened.
What song is it?
The crazy part is I don't even know the title of the song, but if I hear it, I can tell you that's it.
Uh, you just know it's Jaheim and his what? Because I was thinking Adrian Factor, but that's too late. That's late Jaheim.
No.
That used to be, I think, Mommy's ringback tone or something. You like a wine.
Oh yeah, with him be singing about all the black women, all the women, the beautiful women. Yeah, that's a good song. Man, that boy was on the way to be a legend. I don't know what happened to him. He probably got strung out with some stuff.
I think he's still making.
Nah, he might still be making it, but he ain't. He ain't what
He like he was back in the day.
Yeah.
We miss the old Jaheim.
Man, I'm telling you. Yeah, that ain't even he ain't even one of my favorite artists. That's just, one of those stories that I can bring out about, a song or artist that, helped me out. Not helped me out, but provided memories for me.
Yeah, well, who would you say who are your top favorite artists? If you had to give a top 5, I would say of all time. I mean, we could go on for hours per genre, but if you had to rank your top 5 artists, like say you could only listen to these people for the rest of your life, who are you choose? Who is your starting 5?
So the crazy part for me is it's just certain like albums or songs. Like I don't I'm not I have some favorite artists, but just because they put out some music, if it don't touch me, I'm not gonna listen to it just because I feel like that's my favorite artist. I like Jay-Z. I like Jay-Z, the Black Album. That is like my favorite album. I can listen to that thing start to finish any day of the week, 2 or 3 times a day. Like that's my favorite. I would say one of my favorite albums. And I like the 444 album. I like that too. From him. What else? What I got my Uncle Shay Shay card. So y'all
Yeah, get your Uncle Shay Shay cards.
I've got and a lot of these songs that I listed, they take me back. Like there's memories associated with them. I've got the Outcast. I like Outcast, like Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Music. That's like a legendary album right there. Equimini, I like that. Then you got, and for me personally, I don't know how anybody can listen to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill and not put that album up in their top 5 or 10 albums of like all time. That album right there, she sings with so much passion in that thing, and it's just good music. Like it's just a body of work from her.
And it's like a story to wait, are you telling me your top 5 albums?
I'm telling you these artists in the album.
Oh,
why I like these artists. Yeah, these.
Got you.
Because
Okay.
I don't have like a favorite. Like I say, I like Jay-Z and his body of work from beginning to end. But for me, the Black album, to me, it don't get much better than that. And then I like Mary J. Blige. The My Life album that came out, man, I think it was 93, 94, somewhere in there. You play that thing today, and it takes me back. It takes me to several different places. I ain't gonna get to where it take me, but that thing hit hard. And I like albums that from beginning to end. Like I enjoy.
You like no skips. That's what the youth call no skips.
I don't like no skips. And then for me, my not early teens, I guess teenage years would been when Snoop and Dre came out with the Chronic album, because I like the album from beginning to end, and I also like G-Thing. When I was at my senior year in high school, we dedicated that song as our fucking anthem, because it was out our senior year, and man, we was bumping that thing every day.
Oh, I know that was a time. I know that was a time.
During that time when before hip hop got crazy with when it got real like gangster rap, when they started killing people and all that old craziness, man, them dudes was putting out some music. You talking about Snoop, Ice Cube got some the early Ice Cube, like right after he left NWA, that Ice Cube was hard. Like what America's Most Wanted, that man. One of my favorite songs from him, is Jacket for Beats. I love that song because he just jacked beats from everybody, and he got some mad flow with those beats too. But I like hip hop, but I'm more of an R&B guy. Like I love me some R&B music because it's like those people sing from their soul, and they talk about real life stuff and how to love, how they messed up a love, and how they beg and fight to get it back, and how they'll never mess it up again. It's just a lot of that stuff I can kind of relate to, and yeah, that's just some of my stuff. Come give me some of your stuff.
That's interesting. You said you like R&B more, but you seemed a lot more passionate about the hip hop.
Oh yeah, I ain't done with talking about R&B. I just wanted to stop talking so you
Oh,
can start.
oh, okay. Well, gotcha. I was gonna say you a man. You're like a hip hop head now. If I knew any better. So for me, I would say kind of like what you said, but I'm like when my favorite artist put out an album, I'm listening to the album right when it dropped, right at midnight. For one, because I want to support that artist, and for two, because like I don't know, it just make you feel. It make me feel a lot closer to the artist. Like when I know I listen to their music first. Like I'm not that person. Like I listen to this person before everybody else, but I am this person to be like, I know I was one of the first when that song dropped, one of the first ears to hear it. And so that just makes you feel a certain connection to folks. So with that being said, I love Kaylani. I don't know if I would say number one, but she definitely up there. She got music for every mood you feeling. And one thing that really drove me to her was her album, You Should Be Here. And it was a no skip album. Came out when I was in high school, when I was in my like teenage dramatic low moments where I thought the world was ending and stuff. Kaylani, that album got me through. When I say got me through, it got me through. Um, Artists I enjoy listening to, Kendrick Lamar. I absolutely love Kendrick Lamar. So his album, Damn, I don't know if you know this, but that album, you've heard it before, right? With the yeah. So it tells a story forwards, but it also, you could play it in reverse, like tracks in reverse, and it tells a different story using the same songs. So there's Damn, and then there's Damn the Deluxe or something like that. It is the album, like if you look it up, it's the album listed in reverse, and it tells a whole different story. And so I really love Kendrick for his creative thinking. Like he is really one of the like a lyrical genius to me. Like he's hot with his pen. And another, what's that? Number two. That's two. These ain't top. These ain't listed. These are in. They not ranked. These is just statements. I ain't because you can't compare any of these. J. Cole. Love me some Cole, man. Me and CJ, we are Cole fans, Cole heads since his early days.
So for me, when you start talking about artists, especially hip hop artists, it's the substance for me. Like if those two guys that you mentioned, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, I mean you can walk it back even with, to me, for my generation coming up, Snoop, Tupac, Biggie, those people, it just seemed they told stories, but they just made you feel like you was right there when whatever they was seeing or rapping about happened. Like it was so vivid. The visuals, it's like you could see with your ear. If that makes sense.
No, Daddy, that makes so much sense. Look, my next artist is, I don't think you've heard him, but his name is JID. It's JID. He goes by both. So he signed under Cole's label, J. Cole's label, Dreamville. And his music, first of all, he started rapping at like 25, 26. And the way he puts words together, this man, he has 2 full albums that I can listen to, no skips. The album tells a story. You can visualize the story. Like on his most recent album, one of his songs talks about the night that him and his siblings got into like a brawl at a nightclub because a dude hit his sister. And he literally is telling the story to where I feel like I'm in the VIP booth, like at the party watching what's happening. And that, to me, like that, how we said music is an escape. When I can escape and I can visualize myself somewhere else at a party in Louisiana, watching y'all finna fight some people and break the door down, and that's That's some kind of music I could play all day on repeat. Like JID,
Yeah.
I absolutely love his music, and the fact that he became a rapper by accident just goes to show you that, like, when God say He got a plan for you, it ain't got no time limit. It ain't got no time limit.
All you gotta do is get yourself out the way. Get
Yep.
yourself out the way sometimes.
But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. You was saying you was visualizing the
Oh,
music.
no, I actually cut you off, but yeah, I was just saying that, like, for a lot of these hip hop artists, and I don't want to be that guy that down some of these artists because I don't know their motivation. I don't know what's driving them.
Folks
But
is
it
making
feels
hits
like
for TikTok. I'll say
it feels like a lot of times with a lot of these artists, they just put together find a nice beat and they mumble some words. One thing I cannot stand and I will not listen to is something that I cannot understand. If I can't understand what you're saying,
that was such a
all I'm listening people man. I'm telling you, man, like I shouldn't have to work to listen to hear what you're saying. Like no, I can't. I can't do it. To me, it's just some garbage. And like I say, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to sound like that person, even though I know I probably do. But that's just some, that's just something that I draw the line there. Like if I work my ass off for 12 hours a day and then I get in my truck and put some music on and I gotta drive down the road and then I gotta
use your brain.
what the fuck is you like? No, man, that's work after work. And that's one thing I am not interested in doing is working after work. No, I want to escape. I want some music to maybe teach me something. I want it to tell me a story to take me somewhere. I want it to entice me. I want the music to let me know that I'm not alone in some of my experiences or some of the feelings I may feel about something. Like that's why I love Southern blues music. People like Johnny Taylor. Them people, any blues artist, but the Southern blues,
Okay.
they got a way of telling stories, real life stuff is and it's again, it's like you're there. You can visualize yourself at that little hole in the wall club or walking along with this woman and he telling her how nothing is as beautiful as she is, and he's describing all these beautiful landmarks around the world, and he's saying, he talking about the Golden Gate Bridge and a snow-capped mountain, but ain't nothing as beautiful as you. Like that's some hey man, that's hard stuff right there, and they just got a way of putting it to music and telling it like they telling a story. And I really enjoy that kind of music.
Me too. That made me think of Grandma's Hands by Bill Withers. Just, I think he would be considered Southern blues, but just how he said, like, he just describing everybody, well, back in that time, everybody Grandma Hands was, as he was describing, they putting in the work at that house. They going to church on Sunday morning. Like she's, and just, it make you feel, it brings out different emotions from just your sense of just hearing, but you could feel it, you could see it, you could damn near smell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Music is so powerful.
I like music that makes me feel like I don't have a care in the world. And when a song makes you feel like you don't have a care in the world because you be trying to sing that song and you don't care where you at. Like you be trying to
sing out
off key, off beat, everything. But in your head, you sound just like that song. That song took you somewhere.
Oh yeah, you sound like, damn, maybe I do have a chance. I do got a little voice. You hear yourself sing, you be like, oh my God, I sound like that. Oh.
Did I sound like, yeah, man, I done sang some jams going down the road in my truck.
No, I feel that's definitely favorite song vibes give you singing in the shower. vibes. That kind of gives me, like I was just talking about JID's album, going back to Kendrick Lamar, his Good Kid, Mad City. I mean, well, Damn, the album Damn was a story in itself, but his Good Kid, Mad City album, like the whole story of walking you through his late teen and early adulthood, like life, like making a song about the time you robbed somebody's house and how you didn't get caught by the police, but somebody was in the house, and just describing that, like, it's like, it's just so powerful. I don't know how to really describe it for real, because it just does something to me. It really just takes you away, for real.
That's what it does. I mean, I feel like that's what I mean by when I say it helps you, it provides an escape.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it takes you, a good song, a good artist can take you out of your reality for that 3, 4, 5 minutes of that song and have you in their reality, and you just be like, God darn, man, that's some powerful stuff right there.
Yeah, you did that in only like 3 minutes? Goodness
And
gracious.
then you talk about the talent associated with some of these people. The thing that intrigues me about people like Jay-Z is, you hear stories. It's kind of like, I do it. I've done it almost every episode, make a reference to Michael Jordan. And I'll make a reference to Muhammad Ali, people that they consider the GOAT at what they do. Like Muhammad Ali used to get in a boxing ring, or before he got in a boxing ring, he would call out which round he was going to knock somebody out. Now, as a boxer, just think about that for a minute. You're going to call out the round that you're going to knock somebody out. And then you do it. Okay. And then you move on along to people like a person like Michael Jordan on the basketball court. And the thing for me that takes him, and I'll put Kobe up there with him. Everybody on his team, everybody on the other team, everybody in the stadium, everybody watching on TV, in the last seconds of a game, a close game, they knew where the ball was going, who was going to have it, and who was going to shoot it 99.9% of the time. And for them guys to come through, and some other players have done it as well, don't get me wrong, but it just seems like those two guys, for me, stand out above everybody else because it seems as if they did it on a more frequent basis or at in the games that matter the most. Mm-hmm. Like that last shot that Michael Jordan took for Chicago Bulls against Utah Jazz. You couldn't have written a script any better for that. For him to steal that ball from Karl Malone, dribble down court, wait a few seconds, and then make his move. Okay, and that's the basketball reference for greatness. And then you hear people talk about people like Jay-Z. All the music he's made, supposedly he ain't never wrote nothing. Come on,
but just be talking. Come on, now. It absolutely.
But the idea behind it. And you hear him talk about going in the booth, doing stuff in one take. And to put out some of the stuff he's put out, man, that's greatness walking. You can't. That's crazy to me. That's just amazing. And there's other artists that come off the top like that, but that's just the one that I'm more familiar with. And I gotta say, listening to you describe how you pick apart. You basically pick apart an artist, and you paying attention to when the album dropped and all that stuff. Man, I ain't never done that like that. Like it might be 3-4 months after the album that came out before I hear about it. I ain't really paying attention to nobody like that. It's like if I hear it and it sounds good, I'm gonna keep listening. If it don't sound good, I probably ain't gonna listen to it no more.
That's funny because I only do that actually to like some of my favorite, I would say who I consider my favorite artists, because right now there's a whole album that like my friends and stuff and people have been talking about that I have not heard. It supposedly came out in like January and I still haven't. It's by an artist I listen to frequently, but I just haven't, because to me, listening to an album with the artists I listen to, when they drop an album, it's an experience, right? So I always feel like I need to take the time. I need to set time aside to listen to it. Like I have a few rules when it comes to playing, having that listening experience for the first time. I don't put the album on shuffle. Gotta hear it all the way through the way it's supposed to be. And two, I don't get on any platform where I can read other people's opinions about the music until I've had a chance to kind of dissect it for myself. Mm-hmm. That helps me think critically, one. But like that's so I won't just dive into an album just because people say it's good. Like if it's not a no skips, or if it's just got one or two hits, then I just want to hear those one or two hits. Don't waste my time with no trash, because I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear trash. But that brings me, you said Jay-Z, look, that brings me to his lovely partner, Miss Beyonce, Giselle and Carter Knowles Carter. That, let's talk about it, right?
Another amazing individual.
Listen, Beyonce said "You Ready" in one of her early songs with Jay-Z. She's like, "You ready?" And she ain't let up since. This woman, oh my God, every album is an experience, but she embodies a brand within an artist. Like she is not just putting out no junk. Everything has creative strategy behind it. And she's a Virgo, so that says a lot. But every album, literally the last album had a story to it. When she put out her self-titled album, when she put out Lemonade, bro, I'll never forget, we was driving back from, I think, seeing Uncle Richard, Uncle Joe and them, and she had just put out Formation. I was like, oh, this is gonna be something good. I don't know what just yet, but it's gonna be something good. She just breathed my spirits up. And I get to see her in September. So I'm gonna see her around our birthdays. Yeah, me and Brittany, we gonna see Beyonce. No, it's in August. It ain't in September, it's in August. But yeah, so that's like, she's my dream person to see in concert.
Wow. So that's pretty dope that you're gonna get to actually make that happen.
Her and Kaylani, and I saw Kaylani and I met her and got to hug her.
I can't sit here and tell you that I've listened to a Beyonce album, but Beyonce got some songs that when they come on, I'm like, damn, was that Beyonce? I know when the song about the partition, when that song came out, I think you was in high school. And you was playing a song. It's sad. Like,
she said, I don't need you singing y'all say on me. She said, Destiny's Child, say my name.
Beyonce ain't singing like that, and she didn't, man. She got all that song.
She didn't stop.
That song break my soul recent. I love that song.
Like, if you love that song, you should hear the album. You should hear the album. It's like it's that times 10. You just want to do this around the house.
So I remember reading another thing about talent and the way the people who create art and deal in that realm of life, the way they move. I remember when the Destiny's Child group was together. I think I read it or heard the story about that song, Bootylicious. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she wrote that song while she was on an airplane, and like when they took off from one airport to another, is when she wrote that song for them. And I'm like, man, and then the way she remade the Frankie Beverly and Maze song, a lot of people was giving her flack, talking about she messed. Man, that girl tore that song up. When Frankie Beverly tell you that you did a good job on his song, then damn what anybody else say. Cause
right,
man, she tore that song up. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing her in concert, but the person, and this might not have nothing to do with music, the person I would love to have the experience of their concert was Janet Jackson.
This ain't got nothing to do with music.
What you mean? Janet Jackson is one of the most popular artists in history.
Why did you want to see Janet Jackson?
Man, look, I want to be that guy that they pull up off the stage, out the crowd, and put on that thing and let Janet do that thing, do that moves on it. And look, I'm just keeping it 100. I will pay good money.
I think anybody would pay good money to go to it.
And you know the funny thing about those, every time I see one of those clips of that experience, the dudes don't really look like dudes. They were like, they be knowing who to pick out the crowd to put up there.
They picking their biggest fans. They picking the people who are gonna be shell shocked.
Yeah, and I think I heard a comedian say they ain't picking no bros to put up there.
Hey, but you might think that till you get up there with Janet Jackson, and you might start acting like.
I would probably act just like him. I would probably actually embarrass myself in front of the whole world.
Well, let's make sure you never meet Janet Jackson.
No, it's not. It's probably not gonna happen. It's too Janet a little older now, and I don't know if she used to.
Well, okay, you said Janet Jackson. You would want to go see her. That's somebody I wouldn't expect. So, like, what genre, is there a genre of music that you catch yourself vibing to quite often that people might be shocked to hear that you like, or like a certain artist or song?
No, there is no surprise with me. There are some country music songs out there that if I hear them, I'm gonna vibe to them. Like, what's that song, Tennessee Whiskey?
Oh, Tennessee Whiskey is a classic. Just smooth.
Yeah, that song right there.
Because those songs kind of have a little bit of something. Not a lot of them, they have soul to them too. When they got that southern, there's a fine line between southern blues and some that country.
They say country music ain't nothing but the white man blues. That's what I've heard them saying before.
Because they tell a story, man. They be crying.
It's a couple. Oh,
my baby's gone. She took my tractor and my farm. Made them in overalls and a cowboy hat. Okay.
It's funny you say something about a tractor because you know it's
big green tractor.
About you for a ride on my feet.
For a ride on a big green tractor. What he ain't.
Another one.
It's all nasty.
Like I say, I don't know the artist, but it's another song. This dude, he's singing about his lady wearing this little black dress, and soon as they get home, they hit the floor or something like that.
Oh, snap.
That's a nice song. I mean, I would sing it, but I ain't trying to embarrass myself. Something about walking through the front door, seeing that black dress hit the floor, and oh yeah, it's a point.
I get out to one.
I don't just get explicit, but you know, they paint a picture as well.
I see.
Those songs be dope. And then you got, man, get a little dirt on my boots, stuff like that. Some of them songs be pretty catchy. If I hear them, I'm the vibe to them.
You know what I feel? Well, this is kind of subgenre. I don't know if Siege had realized what he had gotten himself into, because I like hip hop punk music. What I guess would be considered punk. Like rage, kind of like hip hop rock and roll sorta. So
Jada Pinkett and her daughter was singing at one time.
No, I'm not genre. It probably is, but I ain't talking about them. Like Rico Nasty. It's just what JID, he makes a few rage songs, Dreamville Raw, but just like music that you can headbang to. I love it. It feels like a way that I get out my emotion. Like I get to exude something. So if I'm, Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what feelings I have, but I feel like I'm bottled up and me just shaking, it's just releasing everything. Man, when CJ saw me, I think it was Dreamville the first time I did it, because Rico Nancy was there and she got a song where it's literally just it's some rock, hip hop rock, and I was just jumping up and down, like shaking my head, like just going hard. And it was other people there because it was a festival, so everybody was just like raging. And CJ was looking at me. He was like, "I didn't know you liked." He was like, "I didn't even know you knew who Rico Nasty was." I was like, "Oh yes, Rico Nasty. That's my girl."
I'll tell you what, that's something that I tip my hat to you about. Like, I guess you being a creative, being in that lane in life, it 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 intrigues you. Music artists, even artists, people that paint pictures and stuff, that intrigues you, and I found that's pretty dope. I'm not that involved. Like, I mean, just give me some good old R&B stuff, from some experienced artists. Every now and then I'll peek in on somebody new.
You know what got you know what that just reminded me of? You probably don't even remember, or you might. One of the times you had picked me and CJ up from the airport and we was driving back from St. Louis, and we was driving and we was talking about, I don't know who we was talking about, but we ended up talking about Victoria Monet. And I was, cause she dated Kaylani. And I was like, did you know Victoria Monet dated Kaylani? Like, she sing this what song? And then you was like, you know this song called Friend You Can Keep by Victoria Monet? You was like, that's my jam. Her and Lucky Day. And I almost fell out, Danny. I almost peed on myself because Victoria Monet she was a very niche artist. Like, that's all her songs are bangers like that. Like, they make you feel something. And so the fact that she was just like, you know that Victoria Bunny song? I was like, yeah. Like, I feel like I probably had the same reaction Mommy had or whoever had when Fari asked her for some college dropout. Like, I was like, yeah, I do know that song. How do you know that song?
Yeah. So like I say, I'll dabble every now and then, but I don't just stick both feet in. I'm a little, a little reserved with my music. But there's
I wonder, is that a generational thing too?
I don't know.
Because I mean, I have exposure. I have exposure to all those different, I grew up with access to the internet. I could download any song I wanted to. Where, I mean, y'all had CDs, you had to have the music already in order to listen to it, unless it was on the radio.
I had to go back.
Yeah.
Go to the store and buy it until LimeWire came out. And when LimeWire came out, most of us wasn't even interested in looking at no music because we was downloading other stuff.
Yep. Oh, no. Viruses. Look, I'm going to save you. Viruses, because LimeWire, yeah, to give you viruses. Yeah, and me downloading Sims. I was downloading Sims. I don't know what you was downloading, but yeah.
I'm not going to talk about what I was downloading, but I was downloading the garbage.
Goodness gracious.
I'm going to talk about it because it was garbage.
Goodness gracious.
Anyway, talking about all this music and these artists, what have you been to? How many? I know you've been to some concerts. Talk about your favorite or like your first concert you ever went to. And maybe like one of your favorite, one that sticks out the most.
So I feel like if I say my first concert, I'm gonna be lying. Actually, no. So technically, I might be lying.
The one that comes to your mind first when you think about it.
So the one that first comes to mind is just Kaylani, because it was just that, like I said, her music has done a lot for me. It's got me through some really hard times. Like, she makes music for the times when you are feeling low and you need to pick me up. So it has done a lot for like my self-esteem and stuff. So to finally be able to see her in concert, because she also makes that kind of ragey music, but she also makes R&B, hip hop, all that good stuff. But to see her in person and to meet her and to, I only talked with her for like 2 minutes, but the conversation just felt so pure. Like she didn't give me any vibes of like being uppity or anything like that. So that was really and then we had ended up getting seats real close too. So I was able to experience her like for real. And just see like the power of what it always amazes me, concerts and festivals, because one person can bring so many people together under one, I mean, like God also, but seeing a person bringing that one person brings all these people together. Like it was so people of different races, ages, genders, sexualities, like everybody was there. It was older people there, younger people. Just Kaylani was singing one of her love songs. There was some old people in the crowd, and they were like, "We love this song." And then they pointed to the old. They were like really old too. And so just knowing that concert experience was great. My other concert experience, like I feel like I've had quite a few actually, because of the fact that I went to HBCUs and homecomings are concerts. So I've seen a lot of people in concert, but I would say nothing tops. But I'm never going to another festival again. But nothing tops what I experienced at Dreamville Festival last year. It was 2022. That was quite the experience. For one, Dreamville is a very chill. Their artists make very chill music, like what you would consider conscious rap, pretty good R&B. Like they make the music where people be like, why don't they make music like this anymore? That's the music you go listen to when you want to hear that. And so
I probably would enjoy that.
you absolutely would. And so to be at a festival where I would say 90% of the lineup were those artists, it just meant you were going to be with some chill people. Like there was no drama. All their music is positive. Just about, like I said, storytelling. JID was there. J. Cole was there. And it just felt like one big peace session. What did they have back in the day in the 70s, 80s? What was that concert the white people be going to? Yeah, it felt like Woodstock. People was just vibing and like just vibing. I mean, with the exception of the two guys that was off some stuff and went zombie mode, it was beating people up. But other than that, like they was just vibing. But I'll never go to the festival again because of those two guys.
Right, PTSD associated with that.
Yeah, man. Gotta keep my head on.
Yeah, that's some freaky stuff. Like, as far as concerts, I can remember my first concert. I don't know how old I was. I might have been 8, 10 years old. Where we had took a family trip to Six Flags in St. Louis, and most weekends they have some group or artist at the little the stage up there, and it was a whole group. Like I say, I was like 10 years old, so it was cool in the game, and they were singing. They got the song "Celebration." They ended with that one. I lost you, Kiara.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
I know my camera cut off. I'm fixing it.
But yeah, that was my first concert experience. I can remember to this day being on my dad's shoulders and watching that concert. Then as a teen, I had the opportunity to go back to Six Flags and see BBD in concert. And that was the years after New Edition had broke apart. I guess you can say that. And BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe, went out on their own, went up there with a youth group and enjoyed that. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm muting myself while I change my battery. If y'all listening, my camera is just tired, but I probably cut this part out. But just in case I don't, I'm muting myself so I can switch this battery out.
Well, I'm going to stop talking till you get back.
No, keep talking. I'm here.
How you going? Okay. So I feel like I'm talking to myself. That's weird. Anyway, I went to see BBD in St. Louis again. And then I went to SIU Carbondale when MC Hammer was hot.
Really?
Yeah, he came to Carbondale. Him, In Vogue, I think Vanilla Ice was. I think it was Vanilla Ice too. So it was. Now that was a high energy concert, and I was a teenager. I had a lot of fun at that concert. I've been to see Jamie Foxx in Chicago. Thing about Jamie Foxx is that guy is multi-talented. He
Man,
can tell jokes. He can play instruments. And that dude, I don't think he get enough credit for his singing ability.
he
That dude
don't.
can sing.
He don't. Have you seen his podcast? Have you seen Tank's podcast, R&B Money? So he has a podcast with Jay Valentine, Tank and Jay Valentine, and Jamie Foxx was their first guest, and he's just an all around creative person, and it really makes you appreciate what, like, the stuff he did, even for the movies like Ray and who's the other movie with Mike Tyson? Did he play Mike Tyson? Did he play Mike Tyson?
Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
We played Muhammad Ali's like not manager, but he was in Muhammad Ali's corner. But Will Smith played Muhammad Ali. Jamie Foxx was in that movie. Playing one of Ali's handlers. I forget his name.
okay, but yeah, just like the what goes in what he put into, I think they call it method acting or whatever, but just how he can switch, how he can, in the interview, he switches to Ray Charles, like mannerisms and everything, and he can just, and it's like, if you're doing that with imagine what his brain is doing when he's making music. That, I don't know what the album was called, but with the unpredictable, we about to do something.
Yeah.
That whole album, she had Just Like Me.
No skips.
No skips. And for some reason, I can't listen to the whole album on Spotify. It's got like 2 songs I can't listen to, and it's like 2 of my favorite songs up a bit. So,
Do you got premium subscription or you got basic?
yeah, I got premium. I got premium. You know, I pay for the luxuries of Spotify.
You need to write them a review because that's not cool.
I think it's maybe something like a sample, maybe didn't clear. It's normally something legally that they have going on, because Beyonce had something like that too. But she
No, that's some bullshit. If you play a premium, you shouldn't have no issues listening to nothing.
It's okay, because I can go on YouTube and search for it for free.
But yeah, that was another good concert. Then I seen now you know who put on a good concert.
You just gonna say Charlie Wilson. Hey, Kramer.
And that dude, I'll tell you, that man, it seems to me like he sounds better in person than he does on his records.
Ooh.
Because that man can sing and he puts on a good show. And I saw him, Fantasia, and Johnny Gill in concert one time. That was a good show. And then I saw my favorite concert was probably when I saw Maxwell, Anthony Hamilton, and Joe. That was a pretty good concert because all those guys could sing, and they just sing about stuff that I like, love, and being with somebody and all that people would consider bushy gooey stuff. I kind of enjoy that kind of music, and I like the old school R&B singers like Teddy Pendergrass.
Teddy
P. Hear people talk about Teddy P. Marvin Gaye.
So she was some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross.
The Manhattan. There's some Manhattan songs out there. Now, some people listening to this probably ain't never heard of Manhattan's, but they got the Manhattan's greatest hits, and they talk about My Shining Star and stuff like that. Man, it'll touch your spirit. It'll touch your spirit. Some of these people who all into violence and whatnot, they need to go listen to some of that stuff. It might ease their souls a little bit.
Oh,
Talk about some
no. I like some violent music.
I think that, but you're not a violent person.
Music because I have that violent music outlet. Daddy, I don't know what it is. I think it's just, like I said, I really gravitate towards that punk rock vibe. So certain songs, if there is what's considered a drill beat, so like Pop Smoke, his music, rest his soul. So beats like that, anything that sound like some real gang type music, oh, I'm down. My playlist, me and CJ get in the car sometimes and he'll be like, how do you even find this music? Like, I was a big fan of Pop Smoke, big fan of King Von, big fan of Young Dolph. Like, I just named everybody who's gotten killed. But I love down south rap. I love music about violence. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I know I don't live that life. So I know that it's an escape for me. But
the record companies were successful because of people like you. You just love that craziness.
I sure do. Give me more.
I can only take so much of it. And that's crazy because I came up in the gangster rap era when it started. And, some of the greats from then are, they're gone. Life seemed like it ended too soon. And, you got to be careful when you talk about energy and putting stuff out there to the universe. They say that stuff will come back to you. So.
It sure will. Look, I will cleanse myself now. I got a playlist that has it's got King Von talking about murdering and robbing, and the next song is Kirk Franklin. So I got we could jam now.
Go from one extreme to the other, huh?
Look, and then the next song probably some Taylor Swift. It's just, music, if it make me happy, I am going to be listening to it. Like, there's this one song right now that I have on repeat, Dance Now by J.I.D., again, on his most recent album. It's just a song. One, it just makes you want to dance. Like, it just got a beat. You just want to, like, move your shoulders up and down. I always picture myself, what's the peanut, what's the show? What's the cartoon? Oh my God. Yes. So I always picture myself a character in that scene where they be dancing. Like,
Yeah,
exactly. So when I hear that exact song, that's what I picture myself doing. So no matter what mood I'm in, like, I could be in the shittiest mood. If I play that song, it's like, oh, like I'm in my zone.
Oh my goodness. Girl, I've learned some stuff about you tonight. Talk about this music.
I told you I love me some music. I love music so much.
No, you not only love the ins and outs of music, not just the music. You love everything about the music, the story behind the song, the inspiration behind the album. You love all that. I just like the way shit sound. If it sounds good to me, it can take me somewhere that I don't normally go. It makes my soul get all mushy inside, and I'm roll with it. I guess my version of like that ratchetness was the gangster rap, because I listened to it, but I never really got involved in it that much. And I used to listen to Pac and Biggie, which to me, them guys that wasn't gangster rap. Them guys was just rapping about, I feel like, was what their lives were.
Mm-hmm.
And they just got caught up in the mess. Now Snoop came along, he kind of started talking about LBC and, wearing the blue, and that was a little bit different. Even though Snoop still in the game, now owning Death Row, that's a story for your ass right there. That's a story of success right there.
Yeah, he didn't rebrand it. Him and Martha Stewart is besties.
I know, right? Shout out to Snoop Dogg.
I think they be doing a little more being besties, but
stop it, girl. That's that business if they are.
I ain't judging them. I'm just making an observation. No, but like you said, I truly do enjoy, like, all parts of the creative process that it takes to create a work of art, like an album or a song. And I think I dissect it. Like, there's this one podcast called Dissection, where each season of the podcast, he's dissecting a different album. So each episode is him dissecting a song. And so I think that it really makes me, yeah, so I really think it makes me appreciate it more knowing that when I create something, what inspires me, what has drawn me to do that. And so to hear something that someone has gathered inspiration for, sat down with, put their music out. Like, there's so many people in the world. I would be so afraid to put some music out with the fear that somebody would listen to it. And they do it and they promote it. And so when I have an opportunity to let an artist, I mean, if it's just me tweeting them, they might not even see it. But I'm going to let them know I appreciate their music.
Hey, I hear you. I hear you on that. When you say that about being afraid because there's so many people in the world, it made me think of Erykah Badu when she say, "You keep in mind that I'm an artist."
I'm sensitive about my shit. Me, when I put out every episode of this podcast, I be like, what y'all think? But watch your mouth.
Hey, it's like, man, that's another artist like in that genre. I think that's called neo soul. She's in the neo
Yep.
soul type genre. I love that type of music. Like her, that Baduism live album she put out years ago. That's another one of them classics that I really enjoy listening to. I can listen to that every day because you get the crowd interaction and you just get her live band, and that's just, to me, it's just an amazing body of work.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting ready to say, who else we got? I like Jill Scott, Netta.
I like Solange. Solange, she is, I guess I think you would consider her neo soul. Like I think that's her genre, but she makes good works of art as well. Now her last album,
You got the did you meet her when he was at?
yeah, I did. Her literally, yep, I met her at Howard. She dropped by the bookstore and bought me a book. But her album actually got me through my freshman year at Howard. Like, what's the album called? A Seat at the Table, and it's just different songs about basically the history of what it's like to be Black. So whether it's being undervalued by someone when you know you bring a lot to the table, or just being mad about what the world is giving you as a Black person, and seeing how white people can be mad when they see people successful, people of color be successful, and all this stuff. So that was an album that absolutely got me through my 2016 and 2017, my freshman year in school. So when I did get to meet Solange, there's video footage. I nearly passed out. I was the first time I felt real tingly in my feet. I said, I don't know what's happening, but I don't want it to end.
Did you say it like that?
I did. It was embarrassing, but she was here for it, so I didn't mind.
That's all right.
Yeah. Well, you got any other music artist stuff, or you think you good?
I think I'm good. I just there's so many great artists out there in every different genre of music. It's one of those deals where to each his own, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you feel good when you're listening to it, whatever moves you, whatever helps you escape, man, go with it. Cause they said music make the world go round, and a lot of people could benefit from listening to different genres of music or listening to different artists. They might see things from a different perspective if they're open to doing so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, music is very, very powerful. I know one of my favorite songs. It's a live song. I think it's Marvin Gaye's "Distant Lover" live version. I think he recorded it at the Oakland Coliseum like in 1974 or something like that. But when he's talking as the music is playing in the beginning of that song, gets to that point where he says "distant lover," and man, the you can hear the crowd just goes absolute nuts. You hear the women screaming, and every time I hear that, I'm like, and how does the artist feel to be on stage and to say that line and have that crowd react like that? Like, that's gotta do something to you, man.
Man, and I love. I don't know how they used to do it back then, but I know now. Like I keep saying him, JID. He's still fresh. He not still fresh to music, but to the where he performed at Dreamville, he has like a certain line in some of his songs. So when the audience says it, he just lit up with joy. Like he was literally in the mic, like y'all don't know how grateful I am for this. Like this is such a great feeling to hear people singing my song, and to just know that you got that one line that the people love. And I bet they be hyped when they finna get up to the part. They probably be like, "Ooh, watch this!"
Yeah.
And then just seeing everybody's reaction like that has to be a great feeling. I love that for them.
But yeah, it's got to be a great experience. Like you say, you'd be terrified to put a song out, and yeah, because there's so many people that can listen to it across the world. But them guys and those men and women who put out music, it moves them. For them to move us, it moves them. Like it's some of the stories you hear about, like concerts. I think I remember listening to Jay-Z talk about having to follow up DMX at a SummerSlam.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Man, he said that dude was backstage and took his shirt off and was getting all amped up, and he started with a prayer or something, or growl or something like that. And he said the crowd went nuts, and he was back there thinking like, I gotta follow this shit.
I gotta do what he did, but better.
Man, that's gotta be. And then like to have that, like, when you reach a certain level, or now you ain't even gotta reach a certain level to be a person, whether you be an athlete or a person just living your day-to-day life. When you have that competitive spirit in you, like to be in that position as Jay-Z, who you supposed to be in the music world, and then you following up another great like DMX, how he moved the crowd, and you sitting back there thinking like, God dang, I gotta bring my shit tonight. Like I can't let him outdo me. And that just bring out the best in the next person who's really up to that task if they're a dog. If you a dog gonna bring out a dog in you.
And
That's one of those things.
Look, to wrap that up, what you just said, me and CJ got to experience this, not this past weekend, a few weekends ago. So we didn't go to Dreamville in person, but they were streaming it on Amazon Prime, so we got to watch it. And so J. Cole was headlining, but he also brought out Drake. And Drake also brought out Lil Wayne. And they also, so it was everybody a lot of people we considered a greats. It was just so amazing to watch them all they just going off each other. It was so, I was in the living room, like, in tears, like, because they're my greats. And so to see all of them and know that, they put so much into their songs, it was just so cool to see them just being great and using that competition, that dog mentality. And Drake was he's sassy. He's so sassy. I love it.
He looked fast.
He is very sassy. He likes candy. Him likes candy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that was good. I think we talked a lot. I could go on and on about music for real, because I didn't even get super deep. But yeah, I'm gonna sing you some song about what you should listen to. I think you would really like Jay Hyde.
I'm open to expanding my repertoire, my music repertoire a little bit, I guess.
I'm gonna have you be a JID album fan.
Before we go, we talked about Beyonce earlier, and how a big fan, and you get an opportunity to go see her. That made me think of your cousin, my nephew, because he is a huge Beyonce fan. Nephew Zeke, Isaiah. Just wanted to give him a shout out.
Shout out.
Say what's up to nephew. I'm sure he probably done seen her a couple times already.
I'm pretty sure he has. He's a member of the Beehive. I'm done. But no, shout out to Zeke. So, do you have any reviews for us this week? Because I don't.
We have repeat
Uncle John.
Yeah.
I got the Facebook post pulled up. I was just gonna say I have nothing from anybody new, but Uncle John absolutely. I really he follows the directions, and I appreciate him for it. He brings this. I catch you both on Wednesdays, and must admit your pod is a game changer. Because at 58, I've either been through some things or going through it, and my support system is really not that good here in 307. He lives in Cheyenne, Wyoming, right?
Wyoming.
Yep. But I do know who I can turn to in my time of need. If all else falls, I always look forward towards the hills where my help comes from. So that was a really good, another just good review to hear.
When I read that this morning, it about brought me to tears. Like that one, and then when I talked to Rodney and what he had to say about the first 2 hours of their drive and how we helped them, that's like I said when we started on. That's why we doing what we're doing. Like we enjoy the accolades, the known shout outs, the known acknowledgments we do. But in essence, really, if you watching us or listening to us and you getting something that make you feel that goodness while we're whipping the cream, make you want to whip the cream with us, that's what we're here for, man. Like I can't really just express it any other way. That's what we set out to do when we decided that we were going to do this. Those vibes and those thoughts are what we were striving for. And I just hope, we want more people to tune in, more people to listen, because we want other people to feel that goodness, as we always say. Just come on, feel this goodness, feel this love, because that's what we're trying to spread.
Absolutely.
We appreciate those who are listening and those who are tuning in. We appreciate y'all, man. Like, nothing but love for everybody.
Yes, absolutely. Just like my daddy said, man, we want to reach more people so that they can feel this goodness of Daddy Daughter Dishes. So if you are listening, if you're watching, whatever platform that you are hearing my voice on, go ahead and, give it 5 stars. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, if you haven't left a review, go leave us a review. You can either just tap the 5 stars, or you could tap the 5 stars and write a review. You could do it double time, or you could just go on a post and just let us know you appreciate it. The more you show us and tell us that, you really rock it with the content, the more that people like you can see it. And that just, brings us, while we do love to read the reviews, it's more so for the visibility. As another podcast I listen to says, it's not for our egos. It's just so we can reach more people. So outside of that, if you leave a review, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, go ahead and subscribe. Add us to your library. We come out weekly. And if you want to leave us a letter, you could get in our mailbag, daddydaughterDishes@gmail.com. And we're on all the other socials. But y'all are grown and y'all know how to find us. So I'm going to stop talking to y'all like y'all are children. So, with that being said, Father, I come with good ones. I come with a banger.
You come with a banger?
You got to turn your brain on, because it might take a second to click. I mean, it probably won't, actually. I'm being dramatic. Okay. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl dinosaur go to the toilet?
Why can't you hear pterodactyl dinosaur go to the toilet? Why can't you hear?
Because it has a silent P. Because pterodactyl is spelled with a P.
Yeah, I know.
Just in case people didn't know how to spell pterodactyl.
Y'all better go look it up.
We'll see y'all in the next episode.
Y'all be good. Can't be good or be good at it.
Because it has a silent P. The P is for pterodactyl.